Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Varteta Learning Platform, and in today's video we are going to discuss about the difference between capital string and the small string. So these are the two different data types that you can see to hold the strings, but there is a difference among the two. When you use the string, then it's only a primitive data type, but capital string is a class. So additional properties can be added, additional things are there, additional functions are there. So all those things can be aligned with the string, capital string, but in case of string, small string, it's only a primitive data type. And when you compare the two strings and when you talk about the two different strings having this data type, then in that case, you are comparing the values. You are not comparing the reference. But when you create this string, you have to create using the new operator. And whenever you use the new operator, you are creating a new string instance altogether. So in that case, when you compare the two strings, then you are comparing the two references. Okay. So there will be a difference in the results when you will be comparing two strings versus two capital strings. Okay, so let me show you that how you can understand this. So let str1, or you can say like s1 string is equal to, let me write like this, and let's write like s2 is equal to, string is equal to, again it's like Vikash. So if you compare these two, suppose you write like console.log, and if you write like s1 double equals s2, then what it will return, it will simply return true. Okay, so I'm just compiling it, and let's see what it will return. It will return true because it is only comparing the values. It's a primitive type, so only the values are getting compared here. No new nothing new created on as an instance, right? This is simply a string on the stack that is getting created, and this value is getting assigned. So this is nothing going on the any of the new instance area, which is a heap. So that is why when you compare s1 and s2, it will give you the same result because it is comparing only the values which have been stored here. But let's do a small change. Let us make it capital string, and here write like new string, and then put it like Vikas, and again do the same thing here, and then just do this s1 is equal to s2. So if we are comparing s1 and s2 here, then in that case we are not comparing the values here, we are comparing the reference they have been pointing to. Basically we are comparing the addresses of these two variables, because these two variables will be stored at the different addresses. And when you are comparing s1 is equal to s2 with capital string, please remember this, when you are doing this, then in that case of comparison, the values are not going to be compared. The thing which is going to be compared is the address where these strings have been created on the heap, and that is why the two addresses cannot be same, and that is why the result of this s1 is double equals s2 will always be false. So let me show you. So we have compiled it, and now if we run it using the node command, then it will come as false. So I hope you understood now that s1 and s2, when you are using the string, then they are getting created on the heap at a different location. Every time a new object will be created whenever you will be using the new. Every time a new thing will be created on the stack, on the heap, right? And that is why it will contain the different address, and that is why when you will compare, the address will be compared, and two addresses cannot be same, and that is why it will return false. Okay, if you have to compare the values, then you have to use the methods of the string. So s1 dot compare, or s1 dot if you want to have compared it, then in that case there are different functions. So you can check like s1 dot value of is equal to dot value of. So in this case, it is coming as true because now you are comparing the two values. So with strings, if you have to compare the two values, then in that case, you have to use this value of. Okay. So this was the first difference. The second difference is, let me just remove this, or let me just remove this console.log. If you have to use the eval function, eval, you know, the evaluation, it is used to evaluate a mathematical expression. Okay, so eval can be used only with small string, small string, not with capital string, capital string. So let us see what does that mean. So let me just have this ready here. So let me just remove it. Let exp and make it string 23 into 10. So if I use console.log eval with this exp, then what will happen? It is going to print me 230. So let me compile it. So basically this eval function is used to evaluate a mathematical expression. So let me just run it using the node. So you can see like 230 came here. But if I use like string capital S, and if I use something like this new string and then provide something like this, and then if I try to provide the eval here, then you will see that it is giving me the error. Argument of type string is not assignable to a parameter of type string, because this eval is expecting of type string, small string. Okay, so if you compile it, you will be able to see the error clearly. It will throw a compiler error here. During the transpilation, it will show. So you can see the same message, argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type small string. So that is why it will not accept this thing. So if you run it, what will happen? It will simply show you string 23 into 10, because even if your TypeScript fails to compile, then also the JavaScript file gets generated. Okay, and in the JavaScript file, when the code is generated with respect to your TypeScript, then this is a kind of code which is correct minimal to the minimal possible extent with respect to a JavaScript. Basically, it converts the TypeScript into a JavaScript code which is possibly correct with respect to whatever wrong code you have written. Okay, so that is why it will be converted into 23 into 10. So basically, it is not converting it into the eval expression. If you see the JavaScript file, if I open the JavaScript file, which is the testscript.js, let us see that what is there. So if you will see, you can see like it has been written something like this, but here it has become a var. So it has become a var, and that in that case, it will simply print a type of value. I mean, whatever has been assigned to this as a string. Okay. So this is the differences. And this was all about the basic ideas about the strings. From the previous video, you can also see what all we have discussed about the strings. And here you have discussed about the string and string. So apart from these, I think you can do one more thing, like there are various functions available with the string class, and also with the like this split function, which splits the value based on some tokens. So these functions you can study yourself, and if you have any doubts, if you have any issues with any of the functions, then you can write me in the comment, because these functions are very simple. You can read by your own. Either you can go to the Java point, or you can go to the any online material that you like, and you can understand from there, and you can write your own program, practice your own programs. You can write some dummy code for your own practice. Okay, so that's it, and that's all about the strings, and in the next video we will start few new things. So please like my video, subscribe my channel, and in the next video we will meet soon. Till then, have a nice day and bye bye.